This week I learned that a museum is suing over the termination of the grant from the Institute of Museum and Library Services and a bunch of other stuff, but we're only talking about that one thing because, dearest gentle viewer, it is time for a snack break. Before we dive in, we should note that this story is about one museum and one grant. And while there are several lawsuits over the shenanigans at IMLS, as far as we can tell, this is the first filed by a single institution, in part because more plaintiffs, more evidence, and also lawyers are expensive. So, September 2024, the Woodmere Art Museum in Philadelphia has been awarded a $750,000 Saving America's Treasures, or SAT grant, in part because they had proven that their collection was of national significance. And they got to work right away, improving their collection storage and their cataloging system, as well as digitization and conservation work, all with the goal of laying the groundwork for an exhibit that would be part of the America 250 festivities. And then on March 14th, the President signed an executive order to reduce IMLS, as well as a continuing resolution that guaranteed the agency funding until September 30th. So Woodmere assumed that the reduction was for future funding and that their grant was safe. And 2 weeks later, the President signed an executive order that, amongst other things, encouraged museums to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, so more reason to think that their grant was safe. And then, on April 8th, the museum was informed that their grant had in fact been terminated because it was no longer consistent with the agency's priorities and no longer serves the interests of the United States. Oh, Penny, you're right. This is getting kind of long. We should break this up. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, post, repost, save flamingo museum lady thing somewhere. So they asked the agency's acting director to reconsider the termination. You know, because collection of national significance and 250th anniversary exhibit, like, this is what you're asking for. And 2 local museums had their SAT grants restored, so Woodmere assumed that they would be next. So they discreetly reached out to some government officials to ask when they would hear their happy news. Shmeh? Shmeh. Gentle viewer, they did not get happy news, and the clock is ticking because the grant ends September 30th, and Woodmere has bills to pay, contracts to honor, and small businesses to support. So as a last resort, they're going to court. What will happen next? Who knows, but we will keep an eye on this for ya. Never miss a surfing by signing up at the link in the bio.